why your insurance efforts, right? Why your marketing efforts to generate insurance leads and to attract more clients is failing. All right, so I'm going to tell you the reason why it might be failing, and I'm going to tell you what to do to solve this. Okay, so let me just check on my Facebook if I'm live, because I'm live on my Facebook and on my other Facebook and on YouTube too. So yeah, I'm live. Okay, so the reason why your insurance lead generation and client attraction is failing is because of the crocodile brain. Okay, so yeah, it's because of the crocodile brain. So let me show you right here. So there's 3 brains in the human brain. Okay, so through millions and millions of years of evolution, we have evolved what we have the neocortex, the midbrain, and the crocodile brain, right? So the crocodile brain has been there for millions and millions of years, and it was responsible to keep us alive, right? They're responsible to for the fear, for the fight and flight reaction. So all of the messages, everything that you're taking in every single day throughout your day, first goes through the crocodile brain, then through the midbrain, which is responsible for acknowledging the social situations, right? For putting a meaning into the social situations. And then the neocortex, which is the logical thinking part of the brain, the problem solving part of the brain, the smart part of the brain that is able to take decisions. So everything you say or do or hear, right, to another person passes first through their crocodile brain. Okay, so the major function for the crocodile brain is not to be analytical, it's not to be smart or take decisions, but to be emotional, right? To trigger the fight or flight responses that would keep you alive when you saw a bear that was probably going to eat you. When you saw a bear that was probably going to eat you, you didn't stop there to think whether or not it was going to eat you, right, and analyze the situation. Your crocodile brain would just send responses to the body to start the flow of blood pumping into your legs so that you can start running as fast as possible. So it is emotional. It is just trying to keep you alive. So it wants to exert the least amount of energy into anything that it does, and it gets distracted really easily. And well, it's just for your survival, right? So the crocodile brain is the filter for all of the information that you get through, right? So when you're marketing, when you're saying something to a person, the majority of the time you are saying that something to the person's neocortex, because you crafted that message with your neocortex, with your smart part of the brain. But then the other person is taking it through the crocodile brain, which is not going to care about it because it's not going to understand. So the basic functions of the crocodile brain are 3 things, right? Number 1, is it dangerous? That's what the first thing that it asks itself. Is it dangerous? If it's yes, well, it's not even going to think about it and it's going to run, right? That's why when you're selling insurance, people might run from you, because people have associated insurance with danger, because a lot of, dozens and dozens of other insurance agents have come to these people to try to sell them insurance too, right? So if it's dangerous, if it's yes, then the people are going to run away from you. If it's no, your message is going to be ignored. Okay, the second thing, is it new? If it is new, the crocodile brain is going to ask itself, okay, how can you summarize all of the information as fast as possible and ignore the details, right? So then the details are going to be lost of your amazing presentation, and the prospect is going to end up not caring, right? If it's not new, it just ignores it, right? So a marketing message that is insurance, you basically selling that you're an insurance agent selling insurance, is not new at all. Right. In fact, it is dangerous to some people. It is annoying to some people, and it doesn't land. Right. That kind of message is used by millions of insurance agents across the United States, and that is why you're not having any effect on your clients. That's why you're not having any effect on your audience, because you're using a message that sucks. Okay. The third function of the crocodile brain is asking itself, is saying to itself, okay, so if it's not new, if it's not out of the ordinary, and if it's not vital for me to pay attention, don't pass any of the information to the neocortex part of the brain, which is the smart part of the brain that can actually understand what you're saying and make a decision, right? So if it's not new, if it's not out of the ordinary, and if it doesn't feel like it's something that you have to pay attention, you're just going to get ignored. And a message that is basically you just selling insurance is not new. It is not out of the ordinary, and it doesn't feel like something that you gotta pay attention, even though you might think that they have to pay attention because it's insurance, right? It is really important. You gotta insure your life, the life of your family, your money, your future, your assets. But that's unfortunately, that's not how people think, right? That's not the association that people have with the word insurance. Your message is not landing. Your message is not resonating with people. And even now more than ever, right? That's not how marketing works. Right now, we have people getting distracted by thousands of things, by Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, email, all of these things that are bombarding people to get their attention, and having a message that sucks, that is as bad, as old as selling insurance is not going to be enough, right? So let me tell you a story, right? When I came into an insurance agency, an insurance agent, I didn't want to do things the way everyone was doing them because I knew that there was a better way to do things, right? I didn't want to do cold calling. I didn't want to buy leads over and over and over again. I didn't want to have a job, right? I wanted to have a business. I didn't want to go door knocking. I didn't want to hand out flyers, right? And I didn't want to do this not because I was coachable or lazy or you know, I didn't want to follow rules, which is what I got said, right? What my coaches said to me, but it was because I knew that there was a better way, right? And I started looking for that better way. I started going to digital marketing and everything, and it worked, right? I spent a few months trying to look for the perfect way to market myself and to get people to come to me instead of me having to chase them, instead of me having to beg for 5 minutes of their time, instead of me having to cold call someone that I didn't even know. And I started crafting my message, right? So the first step was identifying my ideal client. So the first thing that you have to do is identify who is it that you're targeting. You have to pick a group of people. You have to niche down into a group of people that have similar characteristics, similar traits, similar thinking, right? Similar ways, similar feelings, similar problems, fears, desires, right? Goals. And then you want to target these people with a marketing message that actually resonates with them. So that's step number 2, crafting the perfect message that is going to craft with your audience, that is going to make them think, this is what I need. He can help me, all right? And you're not going to be able to achieve that by yelling insurance, all right? So that's just annoying, and it's just noise in the market, right? So my audience was people from the Hispanic people from the middle and the lower income class who were in a generational cycle of poverty. So I come from a Mexican background, right? So my family, Mexican people, you know, to be Mexican people don't invest. They, you know, the majority of them, they're financially illiterate. Yeah, financial, they don't know anything about financial stuff, right? They don't like to invest in insurance. They don't like to, think further away in the future financially. And that's just how Mexican people are, right? The majority of them. And I come from a Mexican background in which my family had that same problem, right? And when I was little, my grandpa died. And when my grandpa died, what do you think he left us? You think he left us with hundreds of thousands of dollars? No. He left us with debt, problems, and bills, right? And then my grandma got remarried, and then my second grandpa died. And what do you think he left us? Debt, problems, and bills, right? And then my uncle died at 22 years of age, and he had a newborn baby. And what do you think he left his newborn baby? Nothing, right? Debt, problems, and bills. No good future, no house, no car, no education, nothing, right? Nothing. And this kept on happening at the time. I wasn't aware of it because, I was only a kid. But when I grew up and I came into this industry, I felt like I had found my purpose because I felt like I was able to help these people and I could make a difference in their lives, just like someone could have made a difference in my life by helping my family, right? So I started thinking and I started realizing how my family had been passing on generational cycles of poverty, right? And this problem that was going on in my family was going on in thousands of other families, thousands of other Hispanic families from the middle and the lower income class who were living in the United States. So when I came into this industry, I quickly identified who I wanted to serve, right? The majority of the times, if you ask an insurance agency owner or an insurance agent, who is it that they're serving, they're not going to be able to answer, right? They know, but they can't tell you, right? They can't define their audience. They can't tell you what they're thinking, what are their pains, their fears, or anything like that. And it's because they don't know. They haven't taken the time to really get clear on who their ideal client is, because they think that they're selling insurance and they think that everyone is their client, but it's not like that, right? If you want to change too many rabbits, you're going to end up with none. So I crafted my message, which was that I help people, Hispanic people from the middle and the lower income class, to get out of a generational cycle of poverty and build wealth, right? I told my story, and I told these people that I wanted to help them create generational wealth, leave a legacy for their families, secure a brighter financial future, and plan for their retirement with the #1 recession-proof investment, which was an IUL, right? So they didn't know about. And I didn't mention insurance. I didn't mention none of that, right? But when I did, people would run because they thought it was dangerous, right? When I first started that, I was marketing insurance, I would get ignored. But when I finally identified who my ideal client was, and I crafted the message, leveraging my story, leveraging my personal background, and directing it to who exactly I wanted to target, everything became very powerful, right? I started using digital marketing, and I started using the power of digital marketing to really target, laser focus on targeting exactly who I wanted to work with, and everything went really awesome, right? So I was generating lots of leads, I was generating appointments and everything, and that's when I realized that there's two really important things. Number one is not about how much information you give, whether a lot or a little, but about how good your theory of mind is. In other words, the important thing is how good you're able to resonate your message to the other person's mind, right? So the important thing is that you have to know who you're targeting, who you say that you're serving, what are their desires, what are their problems, and remember that you're not selling insurance. You're selling a desired situation. You're selling future, right? Everyone is selling insurance. Millions of insurance agency owners and agents are selling insurance, but you're not. You have to be selling solutions to people's problems. You have to be selling desired situations that people are going to be willing to buy because of love, right? It's because of desire, because of fear. That's just how the world works. And the second thing that you have to realize is the attention span of people, right? So right now the attention span of people is like less than 7 minutes. And if you want, and back then I was taught that my presentation should be like 1 hour long, right? So which didn't work. And if people are being bombarded with advertisements and all kinds of stimulation every single day, right? So YouTube, Facebook, email, all of their apps, and they're being distracted. So if you really want to stand out, you can have a message as lame as insurance salesman, okay? You got to make sure that you identify who your ideal client is and craft a message that is going to trigger their emotions, get them to think, I need this. That guy is who can help me. He understands me. He can help me. He went through what I went, and he knows what I need, right? That's the trigger that you want to have in people. And that's how you're going to be able to have a marketing message that attracts people and makes them come to you instead of you having to chase them. And that is how you're going to be able to have an infinite number of leads and appointments every single month. Of course, leveraging the right system, right? And the right digital marketing platform. So that was all for today. And remember, don't be an insurance salesman, man. Okay? Sell futures. Sell desired situations. Sell solutions.